Welcome, one and all, to the Howdy Doody Show. No, it's String Theory.
The Duty Show. You said duty.
String Theory, the live YouTube show, weekly, very
Mostly
weekly.
live.
Mostly live, right here on the JP Cormier channel, where you ask the questions and we don't give a damn.
True
the
story.
lovely gingers in the house.
Making her way to the control
Making her
panel.
way, yes, to the panel of control.
Yes.
Chortle DD potatoes.
Yes.
And our good friend, one of my best
Unesteemed guest.
our unesteemed, unesteemed, ow! I gotta use that arm later. Unesteemed guest, Christopher Coote.
When the medication's working, yes.
Well, you know, it
As
is.
a matter of fact.
Special thanks to all of our partners. Boucher Guitars,
Yeah.
Love You Robin, Guillaume, Levy's Leather Straps, Canadian made, most used straps in the world, G&G Music in Antigonish, our best buddy Glenn Gotel, Fantasy Music in Halifax, our another best buddy Stephen MacNeils,
Not the premier.
not the premier, K&K Sound, best pickups in the world, Gallagher Guitars, love you guys, Recording King, had a nice talk with Ashley Atz at Recording King today, they're doing really well, Alvarez Yeri, thank you so much, Yamaha Music Canada, James Martin Instruments,
Surprise.
Audio Sprockets, Mr. James May, the inventor of the Tone Dexter.
Not the guy on the car show.
No.
No.
D'Addario, Canada. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Brickhouse Guitars in Kitchener, Ontario, one of the best guitar shops in the nation. Joshua House Guitars, one of our beloved Canadian builders. Apollo Picks and Tone Right.
Tone right.
Although the sheet has been altered slightly by my partner,
I
Chris.
don't know where that happened.
Not sure where that happened.
No.
So, we promised you a surprise, and we're going to give you a surprise. We're going to give it to you right off the top. Because,
Do it.
Because guess what showed up yesterday?
Look at that.
This little beauty right here. All the way from Kilkenny, Ireland.
Smells as good as it
It
looks.
does. It sure does. James Martin Instruments. This guitar arrived in a box that was much akin to probably what they buried Jimmy Hoffa in. And it took me 3 hours and a troop of men to get it out of the box.
And by troop of men, he means me.
Yes.
The
Well,
work of 10 men, or
the
one
work of-
ginger.
Or of one ginger. And I'm so proud of this guitar. It's an absolute cannon.
It's
And,
a handsome instrument.
I just want to play it a little bit for you because...
Watch your ears.
Watch your ears. I am going to do a review on this guitar, but everybody's been waiting for so long to see this instrument, I want you to hear it.
It rings
And just
forever.
forever. JamesMartinInstruments.com. Telling you right now, I just love being right.
Can't wait.
I've been saying
Getting a mirror inside that thing.
I've been saying for the whole over a year now that because I've featured so many different builders and work with so many different builders, and they all love each other. There's a great deal of respect among all these companies, and James Martin is no different. This guy builds a world-class instrument, and there's so many of them. Right?
I would love to see, I was just on his website creeping things out.
Yeah.
And I would love to see one of his octave mandolins.
Oh, yeah. He builds bazookas. He builds octave mandolins. He builds all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And, here was a really cool thing that I got, and I'll tell you, we'll go over this in the review. when I opened the case, there was a live shamrock stuck in the truss cover that was right there.
Well, it was dead because it
Well, it was still green, but it was alive. It was still soft and pliable, and it was just there. And we took it out and pressed it in a book. And Ginger wants to show you the headstock up close
For no extra.
for no extra.
A shamrock.
Yeah, it's just magic.
Beautiful headstock.
Yeah, and the whole guitar, it's like I've been saying all this time. You just don't know where great guitars are, and you find them, and you find great makers, and me and Robin, we've had so many conversations about great builders. Robin is one of the most generous, giving luthiers. Like I told the story when I got my Gallagher about him taking me down to Thompson Guitars and trying to get me an endorsement with them, whilst I was there representing him.
Right.
And that type of fellowship between builders is what brings guitars like this out into the forefront for everyone to be able to access. And James Martin, he reached out to us like last year. He saw this program and he's a fan of my playing, I guess. I don't know why. But he said, I want you to have one of my instruments.
I know why.
And so this is what he sent us. And I'm thinking there's another one coming. This guitar here, believe it or not, this guitar is actually his shop demo. Mm-hmm. It's been in the shop for a couple of years, and people play it, and obviously it works because he's selling guitars hand over fist, right? But I want to say a special thank you to you, James, for this and for proving my point again. There's so many great builders, and we had Hervé Bury on here who built his guitars, a brand new luthier who dedicated the entire sales price of his guitars to his charities.
Right.
And then you get this guy here, and I don't even know what he charges for these instruments. I did know at one time it was incredibly reasonable what he wants for this guitar, which is built out of some of the most premium wood I have ever seen. Indian rosewood. And he gave me all the specs, and when I do my review, you'll find out all about this thing in close-ups, and we'll put it in front of the microphone here, and we'll play it, and just...
If it sounds like this now...
Yeah. If I keep it in my hands for about a year and just play
it'll be a scary
It
instrument.
is.
It would be an absolute fireball to have on stage.
Oh, yeah.
And coming through a sound system at you.
And it has no pickup, but I'm going to put a K. You and I are going to put a K&K in this.
Yeah, we are.
And this is designed. This is exactly the kind of guitars that K&K absolutely loves.
Yeah.
So, James, we love you so much. This is a great, great honor for you to get this all the way to us from Kilkenny, Ireland. Mm-hmm. Man, I just can't thank you enough. And we're going to do a review on this.
How did our production assistant not have Kilkenny beer here tonight?
I don't know.
That's an obvious miss.
I'm surprised.
Well, I'm the production manager, so I don't have an assistant.
But see, one thing I do have right now, you see, folks, is this handy-dandy D'Addario mic stand. Look at this thing. This is the thing I screwed up last week because I put it on upside down. But it actually worked.
You?
Yeah.
Seriously.
And an aside before we go into questions. A super big thank you to D'Addario, and they're going to be shipping us some more gear to review. This, we noticed that the box said starter kit. Mm-hmm. Well, the starter kit they actually sent me is the whole kit. You can actually buy this with just the tray. And then you can buy these little accessories after the fact. So
they sent you the whole thing.
They sent me the whole thing. It's in one box, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool. And I also told them about our idea to put a fiddle hanger on.
Yeah.
And they loved it. They're like, that's why we put these universal
let's
slot holders,
let's
right?
mock that thing up.
Yeah, we should. Because this will hold the bow. Perfectly hold the bow.
And
put a fiddle hanger on this side. And that could be cable management. And then I've got all my stuff here. Mm-hmm. This thing is brilliant. I love it. And there's more stuff coming. So,
and the tips tray.
And the tips tray, which we won't use because but it's still good for fun.
Yeah.
I'll put the tip tray on when
I'd
I'm.
say don't report me or something like that.
Don't report me. Yeah, yeah. I'm vaccinated.
Yes. I'm vaccinated. Yeah. Come closer. I'm vaccinated.
Come closer. I'm vaccinated.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks and boys and girls and peoples and all our friends on String Theory here, and we're just happy to be here with you every Wednesday night.
Hot enough for you?
It's been beautiful.
Beautiful.
I don't know, a lot of people are from away from here, but we've had some tremendously good weather, like in the 80s Fahrenheit and
32
high,
degrees,
high
yeah.
30s, with a humidex of 40. So it's been really hot for the last few days.
It was like a blast furnace out on the water. Today, on the
yeah,
ocean.
he sails. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Breeze was
Popeye,
coming
we call
off the land, and it was literally a blast furnace of hot air in your face.
arms are red as
Yeah,
hell.
I got a little sun.
Do you want to see me muscle? First question of the night goes to
It's a super chat from Kevin O'Hanley.
Hey, Kev.
Kevin O'Hanley.
There he is. He
And
lives.
it's for Chris.
There you go. Oh boy.
And that's a good question.
Can't be good.
I have an older 8-channel PVXRD 680, and some of the XLR inputs are damaged. Can they be replaced?
Probably.
Yeah. They're just neutral
Yeah, they.
connectors. Right?
I'm not sure. I can't remember if PV used Nutric, but they can probably be had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Just about anything can be done with
Yeah.
that.
Get your shots and ship it over.
Yeah.
We'll fix her up.
Yeah. Don't breathe in the box when you ship it.
No.
Breathe.
No.
Pee in it or any of that.
No, I
stuff.
was going to say don't pee into the
Don't pee in
XLR
it, yeah.
connectors.
Ken next.
Next is Darren Murray.
Darren Murray.
JP, in your opinion, when adding a pickup to an acoustic guitar, does it ruin the tone? It's an older red label Yamaha.
Well, if you use a K&K, no, absolutely not, because K&K is 100% unobtrusive. It's a tiny, like a feather sensor that's paper thin that just goes on the inside of the bridge plate with crazy glue, which is like water thin. So there's absolutely no damage to tone. Now, if you're talking about putting a big honking piezo under the saddle, then you're going to lose
You got to
tone.
balance her out again.
And it has to be balanced, and it changes your action and all that crap. So yeah, go with K&K, the Pure Mini. I still have one left here. This is my favorite pickup in the world. I've been using them for 15 years, and
No batteries to worry
no
about.
batteries. It just goes in there, and these three little feathers. Look at those little sensors. They're really, really tiny. They're less than the size of a dime.
Yeah, they're about the size of an old bridge token.
And that's all that's inside your guitar, that one wire. There's
Yeah.
no batteries, there's no stuff rattling around. It's just and you don't have to drill out like any major holes. You don't have cut holes in the top or
Nope.
in the side. It's the best thing in the world.
Slick
It's
as
all-
the
it's
snot off a chicken's lip.
slicker than deer guts on a doorknob.
There you go.
So yeah.
And
So,
easy to put in.
Yes, incredibly. He's devised a jig that does all three sensors at once.
Well, then you don't glue your hands inside the guitar like I did that one time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a recording king stuck in his arm for 3 weeks.
So, can I tell you what they predicted? One
What?
particular person predicted you would say.
What?
So this is a direct quote from what Cajun Queen thought you'd say.
Okay.
Get a K&K pickup. Doesn't go under the saddle. It's very non-intrusive and it can't and won't hurt the tone.
There you go.
There you are.
Your fans know you well.
They do. K?
Next.
It's a team effort now.
Absolutely. Brothers galore. Next.
It's Eli Patrick Music.
Eli Patrick
Patrick.
Music, formerly Eli Patrick Bluegrass.
Now, is that hyphenated, Eli Patrick? Or
I
just
don't
It's
know.
not on YouTube.
Not on
Okay.
YouTube.
I don't know in real life. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on Ovation guitars? I'm an Ovation fan, but I'm curious to know what you think.
I am an absolute Ovation fan, and I always have been. And I would like to have one right now. I usually have one in my collection, but they're, because of what they are, if I have to do trades and horse trading, they're the first thing that goes because they have little resale value. But I've always been a fan of them, and only because I watched people like Glenn Campbell was my hero, and he played a custom legend his entire career, and Yngwie Malmsteen played all Ovation acoustics, and for me, it's a very personal attachment to them. The very first time that I was ever on television, when I was about 11 years old in Ontario, on the Oopsie the Clown show.
Oopsie.
It was. That's what it was called.
Is that your old TV name? Oopsie. The
Yeah,
Clown?
it was that day. I had no decent guitar to go on this television show with. And a guy across the street in an apartment building that we used to go up and visit all the time, he had a custom Legend, full bowl back, and that's what I played on television for my first ever television appearance. I was 11. My father had only been dead 2 or 3 years. We were living on welfare. My mother and I, and this guy who worked at the TV station heard me play, and said, "You should come to the television and we'll do this show." It was a kids' talent show, but it was the only. I mean, it was crazy. It was well done, and Oopsie was funny, although he was kind of drunk. But anyhow, it was.
He was Coyle's brother, wasn't he?
Coily the Clown. Yeah. So the attachment I have to them, and plus, now here's another aside. When I buy an Ovation, and I probably will buy another one someday, probably in the next couple of years, I'll have another custom Legend or something like that. Glenn at G&G can get them for me. And I always have the guitars. I take the guitars down to my tech in Bedford, Doug Sampson. It's the best guitar tech, present company excluded.
He's way better.
Yeah,
he's the man.
He's the man.
He's the man.
He is the man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be polite because we all
don't
work,
be polite.
We all work on guitars, but Doug's
You're not
the best.
fooling anybody.
Doug, yeah.
Chris is currently in punching
Don't be
range.
nice. Just be yourself.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Doug, I take it down to Doug, and you know what I get him to do? I find that Ovation wastes some of the fretboard in their nut spacing. So I get him to put a new nut and widen the strings out as wide as possible. And I'm telling you what, when you have that done, it's a difficult kind of job. You have to have a pro do it, but the difference is astounding. Like the speed of the neck increases.
Playability.
Oh, and my last custom Legend, I had that done. And I sold that guitar. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably buying another instrument, and I took it and I traded it or sold it. And I've had all kinds of Ovations. I've had the Al Di Meola custom Legend. I was one of the first ones to ever have one of those in Canada. I've had Legends. I've had I've had a Damas. A Damas is another one, like the high end,
The premium wing of
they're $5,000 guitars,
Yeah.
right? Completely made of graphite, and they're incredible. They have a really unique sound that's just not acoustic. It isn't. It sounds like
You're
an
right.
Ovation.
It's not a guitar you're gonna sit here and mic and do a recording with, but they rode really well, and they sound really great plugged in on stage.
Yep. And I recorded my Adamas several times, and they really do record well, but different.
Different
They're
sounding,
not an acoustic, but they have this sound, that for certain things, they really fit well, right? So, yep, I can't speak highly enough. And now Ovation has come out with a bunch of new products. Like they've made an all solid wood guitar, backsides and everything.
Didn't they make a double neck
Yes.
for Richie Sambora?
Oh,
It was
yes.
a mandolin.
Yep.
And
they had a 6 and 12.
6 and 12, yeah.
Yep,
But
yep.
I think he had a mandolin and a 6.
Yep. So yeah, I'm still a fan. I still look at every 7 or 8 months I'll go on the Ovation site and just browse all the models because it's just like porn to me, right? Like it's guitar porn all the way. So yeah, Ovation #1, love it. Next,
We have a super chat from Jim Hegan.
Jim Hegan.
Hey JP, I've never heard you speak of Tommy Hunter, Canada's country gentleman. Did you ever meet him?
I did meet Tommy Hunter, and it was unfortunate circumstances, but I met him at Stomp and Tom's funeral.
Oh.
And the big one, the one that was at the Peterborough Arena.
Yeah.
And
You and Dave went up.
yep, and he was sitting right in the middle of the crowd, and I had seen him out there because he's fucking 10 foot tall. This man, I don't know who this guy was in another life, but the man was 7 foot tall. I looked up like this, and he was on 2 canes, like hunched over. He was not walking too well. He had a nurse with him, and looked fantastic. He looked just like he did on television, like the full suit and the white hair, and but he was huge.
I used to love watching him on
Yeah,
TV.
and I walked up to him and I said, "Mr. Hunter, I just sorry to meet you like this way, but I just loved your show and I watched it I never missed that show." every Thursday night on CBC, right? The Tommy Hunter shows.
Childhood memories.
Yep. And he knew me. He knew about me. He said, "I know your music." He said, "Son, you're doing really well." And I said, "Well, I try." And then at the end of the funeral, at the end of when everything was over, he had his assistant. This woman was with him, and he had her bring him down the side of the stage to go out the door where they brought Tom's coffin in. They went out the back, right? Which was easier for him. It's instantly recognizable, right? And he found me again. He stopped and found me again and shook my hand again. He said, "I just wanted you to know it was really nice to meet you." And I was like, "Mr. Tommy, I don't even know what to say. Like you were one of my heroes my whole life." And he said, "I just don't."
The only licensed funeral to take place in Canada.
Stop and Tom's.
Stop and Tom's funeral.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, and he was a lovely, lovely man, and Tommy, and I know the people at the DeCoste Center in Pictou, right? John Muir. Tommy was there on tour years ago, and John Muir said the man was he was a saint.
There is a poster backstage in the
There
DeCoste
is.
Center glued to the wall, on the wall of Wall of Fame there.
Yep.
And it's from that tour.
Yep. And John Muir told me his whole band loved him.
Yeah.
They just waited on him hand and foot.
He was the real deal.
And he was the real deal. He really was the Canadian.
He ain't no
country-
Billy Joel, boy.
No.
Don't get me started. Good.
Next.
Here. We have a super chat from Jay Wall.
Jay Walker?
No, Wall.
I know. Sorry.
Jay
Not
Wall.
Walker.
I'm just trying to
Not
make fun
Booze.
of everybody's name. But, sorry.
Well done,
Jay
Dropsy.
Wall. Yeah. Oh,
Dropsy the clown.
Floppy the clown over there. Loser the clown.
Oh dear.
Okay, what's Jay have to say?
He says, Jim W. from MD, first time making it here.
All right.
Thanks for the great content and advice. K&K going in today. Left it at my local pro.
Nice.
Left it at my
Sweet.
local pro. Thanks.
Oh my God, you're gonna love that guitar when you plug it in. Oh my God, I'll never forget the first time I ever heard a K&K, one of my instruments. It's a cool story. I had this, which is for sale. I had a D28 Clarence White Memorial. It's for sale at Fantasy Music in Halifax. And make sure you go check out Fantasy online too. FantasyMusic.com, I believe it is. And the guitar is for sale there. And that guitar, I was in Nashville, and I was there, I think, going down to visit Gordy. This is a lot of years ago. And I wanted a pickup in that guitar so bad because it had a through bridge saddle. You know, the ones that go beyond the ones I mean, right? And you couldn't put a piezo in that because you didn't know where to drill a
no
hole.
ends, yeah.
Yeah. So I walked into Gruhn's Guitars, which I'd been in many times before.
On Broadway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Walked in, looked at the young fella behind the big old hippie guy with the beard, and all those kids in there that know their shit like crazy, right? I said, "What can I put in this through bridge saddle for a pickup? I need to pick up this guitar. What do I use?" And he looked at it. He said, "Well, the only thing you can use is a K&K." And I said, "What the hell is that? Never heard of it, right?" I said, "What are they?" He says, "Well," he said, "they're pretty damn amazing. What they are, they're only $69." I said, "What?" Because at the time, my options were like a Baggs dual system or something like that.
Yeah.
That was $500 or something, right? So I said, "Yeah, well, go ahead and put it in." And so when I get the guitar back, it cost me $101 installed.
American.
And I took that guitar home, and I'll never forget it. I was playing in Moncton somewhere, in a small club that was sort of a bowling alley type place, one of those
It was the bowling alley.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Out back of it, I think.
Yeah.
And so
Lane 7 appearing tonight.
appearing tonight. And even then, I was using the Fishman.
Prefix.
No. Not even the the Fishman Platinum Pro amp. The
Okay.
big one above
Yeah.
and I plugged that guitar into that amp, and I near shit because it sounded just like the guitar through a microphone. And I was tapping the guitar everything was alive. I was like, holy God, and I had that thing cranked and no feedback. And that was my first experience with K&K, and I have never looked back. Every single guitar in this room
Yeah, I don't think you have a guitar
I don't think I do either.
with a bags pickup in
Nope.
it, or
No.
yeah.
They're all K&K, and they're so worth it because they're so trouble-free.
Mm-hmm.
And they translate the guitar exactly the way the guitar is. And so that's, you can't beat that, right?
Next.
It's a super chat from Tim Bennett, who's back in Nova Scotia now.
Hey,
Welcome
back
home,
to the
Tim
fold.
Bennett. Oh, there goes Jill.
Thanks,
He's
Jill.
tearing the place up.
Yeah,
Welcome home, Tim.
Hey, Bean.
Bless your heart, buddy. Thank you,
back
buddy.
safe and sound.
Yes, sir.
He's in Pictou County, actually.
Wow. Wicked.
So he says, glad to be back in Nova Scotia for the summer. Do you have any experience with adjustable bridges on acoustic guitars?
Yeah, they're absolute shite, and you shouldn't have one on your guitar. The reason they even, I mean, adjustable bridges were supposed to be some big technology, but the real reason they're on there is because they couldn't make a goddamn bridge worth of shit.
Right.
So they put that big metal insert in there and put thumb screws.
Yeah.
And plus the top was shit because it would go up and down with humidity.
Yeah.
So you had to have those thumb screws, right? My suggestion to you, if the guitar is really good, go get a bridge replacement.
Yeah.
Put a real bridge on it with a saddle slot. It only costs about $350, something like that, with the right person.
Call Doug Sampson.
Yeah.
He'll tell you what it costs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, that's what I would do. If the guitar is worth it, if it sounds fantastic, putting a real bridge on it with a saddle slot
translate
proper,
a lot better.
Oh my god, because there's so much metal.
Yeah.
So much, and it's nickel. It's so dense and gross. Like it doesn't translate the vibration of the saddle in the slot. It's just metal grinding on wood, right? Like that's not good. You'd see a massive difference if you put an actual saddle on the guitar. So that's my opinion. Like I had them when I was a kid. When
You
I
don't
couldn't-
see many of them out there.
No,
Yeah.
but I had them because I couldn't afford a decent guitar.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that now, in 2021, there's guitars from the early 70s that had those systems on them that have aged into incredible guitars, right?
We're having dog issues here.
Yeah, Jill is like writing her name on the floor with her buttocks. And it's quite humorous.
It is.
Next.
Hey, buddy. Next is a super chat from Gerard O'Connor.
Hey, there's Irish again. How you doing,
Yep.
buddy?
Says, hope you keep the Wednesday night chats going. Did you ever play with the great Willie Hunter fiddler or Peary Willie Johnson on guitar from Shetland?
I certainly played with Peary Willie the first time I was in Shetland. And it didn't last long. It was very short little session I had with him. But because I wanted to watch him. I didn't want to play. I wanted to watch him play guitar. Because, you know, Peary Willie, they call him. Little Willie, right? What a guitar player. Bill Elliott, backing up fiddle tunes. This guy just destroys people like Bill and me and everybody else. Like,
Wow.
he had such a knowledge of jazz chords and just knew everything to do. On
Better than Dick Stabber?
Better than Dick Stabber.
Wow.
Yeah, he's better than Dick Stabber. And as for Willie Hunter, I never played with Willie. Willie died before I got over there. But I became very good friends with Violet Tulloch, his piano player. And the last time I was in Shetland, I went to her home on a special trip and played with her. And she's...
Thinks you're talking.
Oh, sorry, yes, yeah. Shetland, yes. Yeah. But, yeah, so that was a very moving experience. And her husband just passed away this year, sadly, too. She's had a hard year. But one of the world's, like, music history's greatest piano accompanist, Violet Tulloch. Like, she played on all of Willie Hunter's records and she's the queen of the Shetland piano. And I had her over to Celtic Colors with a fiddler named Brian Gear from Lerwick, who plays just like Willie. I think maybe a wee bit better. I better say that aloud.
A weed ram.
You did.
But yeah, that Violet was amazing, and Willie Hunter was amazing. What a fiddler that man was. I've heard the best things I've ever heard of Willie were not actually his records, but the private home tapes of jams. and he would just be there on fire because there'd be a bunch of young people in the room wanting to hear him play, right? And he was a very nice man. Apparently, he was a very nice man, and so those fiddlers really inspired me. A lot of those fiddlers from Scotland, Willie Hunter and Charlie Cowie and Ali Bain. Ali Bain's another genius from Shetland, and young Brian Gear and Ron Ganella, and like all those Scottish fiddlers that they made that music. They popularized that version of Scottish music and made fantastic records. I used to have all that vinyl, and it was a big influence on my technique because they were so classical sounding, right? They played the slow airs big. It was just like watching Itzhak Perlman play it, except they had all the great ornaments and sounded so Scottish, right? But yeah, so that's a good question. Thank you for that. That's amazing. Next.
We have a super chat from Larry.
Larry.
Rogers.
Oh, Larry Reinders. How you doing, buddy? I should have known it was you. Jesus.
Yeah, you
There's
should.
only one Larry.
Well, my dad's Larry too, but he's not here.
That's a different Larry. That's
There's
Tequila Larry.
only one
Tequila
Larry.
Except when there's two.
Except when there's two.
One drinks tequila.
And one drinks iron brew. There's only one Larry.
Except if there's two.
Except if there's two. His feet are so hairy.
And his ears are two.
Oh dear.
There you go, Larry. Now
Very
Larry's risen up into the
He's stratifying.
the cam echelon here. Now.
Yeah.
We now have the
Look out,
cam level.
Cam.
We have cam level dedication now. Okay, Larry, what do you got, buddy?
I'm point out the cam isn't here yet.
Oh.
What a bastard.
Right?
Okay.
So he says, how did you ever learn to play two instrumentals at once? A demo, please.
What?
Through the magic of television, of course.
Yes, of course.
When you do like the bass on one thing, like the way you start the messenger.
How do I play two tunes at once? Well, see, I was bitten by a bat when I was a child. You mean a cat? No, I mean a bat.
Bat. With my pants off.
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know, because all it is to me is just Chet Atkins, right? Chet. That's all Chet does, is play two things at once.
At once, yeah.
So if they both happen to be melodies, makes no difference to me.
Well,
It's the
like
same
Fleetwood
thing,
Macs.
right? So, like, the first thing I ever learned to do like that was from Chet when he played Lady Madonna simultaneously, eh?
Yeah. Never going back again is the same kind of thing.
It is,
Right?
because it's a syncopated.
Right.
It's not against the.
Right.
It's not against the. I mean, it is against
Yeah,
that.
it's two different time
It's
signatures.
two different time signatures,
Yeah.
right? So then the next thing I learned to do was Yankee Doodle Dixie, right?
Now, are you
Yankee
playing
Doodle-
them in your mind as one, or are you playing them
No,
as two different
I'm
things?
playing them as two different things.
So you're listening to them separately, but
Yep.
playing them at the same time.
Yep, I hear each tune individually, and that's how you have to learn how to play Chet of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
Is you got to be able to hear your thumb and your fingers separately, and then because the thumb is so repetitious, in a way,
Mm-hmm.
not really, but it is in a way that the thumb starts to become muscle memory
Right.
and rhythm.
Yeah.
So you just automatically go to it, and then your fingers are just free to do whatever they want to, and that's how it's done.
Right.
So that's kind of a bizarre, incomplete answer, but it's the best one I can really give you right now. If you have any, like, I never talk about this much on this show, but please go look at mastermusicmethod.com. It's my online school, and I talk about all that stuff on there and show it up close. There's introductions to fingerstyles in it. It's everything. There's dozens of lectures on there from everything from beginner to advanced. So if you have questions, and it's very, very inexpensive. It's $15 US per month. You have 24/7 access to everything on there. So, and we put new lessons up every week. So, and at this point, we're taking advice from the students on what goes up next on a lot of the directories. So it's getting pretty crazy. It's actually been a lot of fun. So, anyhow, that's the best answer I can give you, I suppose. I don't know.
It's a good try.
Yeah.
Good
Next.
try. Next is Anthony Lane.
This thing is cursed.
What did you do?
I think you're cursed.
I think I'm cursed. Yes.
Yeah.
You just clumsy?
Anthony Lane.
Yes.
Okay.
JP, I've seen you do some reviews on Stonebridge guitars some years ago. What are your thoughts on these guitars?
They make fantastic guitars, and that's about all I can say about them. They're built by a gentleman named Firk, and that's about all I can say about them. They're Czechoslovakian. They're well built. They're rode well, and they're good guitars. But that's all you can do.
They sound fantastic.
They are. They're a very. It's easy to get a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though they're virtually mass produced. They're still built by hand, but they puts out hundreds of guitars.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it, of all kinds of varying stripes, and
They have great service.
they have good service,
Yeah.
and one of the people that still sells a lot of Firk and Stonebridge, the person that invented Stonebridge, Brickhouse Guitars, Roger Schmidt, that's his brand that he had Firk build for him, right?
Yeah.
And so his shop still carries a lot of Firk and whatever remaining Stonebridge guitars that there are, because they stopped building them.
Mm-hmm.
They only build Firk now under the Firk name.
But it's the same. It's the same guitar.
Same guitar.
Yeah.
Same shop, same guy. Peter.
You can call it a Stonebridge, and nobody would punch you.
No, they're all the same. Firk and Stonebridge are the same guitar.
Yep. Good friend of ours uses them.
That's right. Gunning's been using Firk and Stonebridge for 15, 20 years now. Yeah, absolutely.
Great instruments, built exceptionally well.
It's Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Brother Joe.
Uncle Joe.
You almost call him Uncle Joe.
I call him Uncle Joe.
He is kind of an Uncle Joe type guy.
He is.
Yeah.
Can I put steel strings on my Mountain Goat?
Which reminds me, hello to my brother Bob.
By the way. Hi, Bob.
Bob's watching at home too. Love you guys. I'll go down and visit you there in another couple weeks.
This is Bob.
This is Bob.
Private joke, Bob.
Connect.
Darren Murray.
Darren
Here's
Murray.
another question. Do you ever pick up an electric guitar? If so, what do you play, or do you still play if you ever do pick it up? I know you said you listen to a lot of, I'm going to say this wrong, Yngwie Malmsteen?
Yngwie Malmsteen.
There we go. Earlier in your life.
We talked about that the other day.
Yeah, we did. I do play the electric all the time in the studio. I use it for any number of things in recordings, and my guitar of choice my whole life has really been a Gretsch, and I still have a Gretsch here. It's what I use when I use electric, but Chris and I have decided that I was going to go ahead and get a better Gretsch, but I think what I'm going to get is a Tele, because that's my solid body of choice, and I need it for recording projects that I have on the go right now, and that's, Yngwie Malmsteen played Strats, and but I never was a Strat fan, and I don't know why.
Telly's more utilitarian. Isn't
Yeah, it's good. It cuts a little better, I
Yeah.
think, than a Strat does. And,
For all the monster truck commercials you're producing, you really need.
That's
the Telly.
right. Oh yeah, you gotta have the Telly.
Yeah.
You gotta have the country twang.
You do have to, and that is it.
You gotta have the country twang.
You gotta have it. You better get yourself a
You
telly,
better
boy.
get yourself a Telly, boy.
You better get yourself a telly.
J.W. Pepper.
Chef J.W. Pepper says you need yourself a telly, boy.
But yeah, I still play them. I still play electrics all the time, and I love them. And generally, I use a small Roland Cube simulator amp that I can get all kinds of different sounds out of tweeds and cleans and all kinds of different stuff. I will eventually, I think, get it. I'm actually going to try to get a Fender Twin because that's the amp that Chet used. And I think it's the most versatile thing for what I do. And other than that, I just use virtual amps in the studio.
Or you call Tom Swift.
Or you call Tom Swift. Yes,
He's a bad man.
He's a bad man. Oh, he's a bad.
He's dark.
Yeah, he is.
Scares me.
Cam's here.
Cam's in the house.
He shows up late and drives in like he owns the place.
Cam McMaster, I'm gonna play this song. Cam McMaster, it's a brand new guitar. We got Cam McMaster. We're breaking in James Martin. And we're gonna play a song for Cam McMaster on James Martin guitar.
Who's a little late, by the way. I got a question.
Yes.
Why is Cam always so damn late?
Because Cam's an arsehole, and he doesn't have any respect
What are you
for
on?
anybody.
Different friggin'
And he
time
thinks
zone?
we're just sitting here just for his
Have
amusement.
nothing to do but wait around for him.
Yeah, we got nothing
Damn
to
it.
do. Just sit here and drink till his lazy big ass gets.
Damn Cam.
Don't even get me started. Goddamn Cam McMaster.
It was loud.
Cam?
Oh,
You startled all the dogs.
sorry,
The,
Joe.
the dogs are shitting their fur. Cam?
Yeah,
Dogs are very startled.
Cam.
they're all right.
Love you, Cam.
It was aggressive.
Are you here, Cam?
Unnecessarily aggressive.
So what did he ask?
Yeah.
He didn't. He just showed up and said hello so
A
far.
son of a bitch.
Some night Cam needs
Can't
to just
even-
show up here.
Can't even get in the question.
I know.
Like he's late and no question. That means it's Scotch time. And I should take this moment just to reiterate my love for these D'Addario excess coated strings. Holy God, these things are awesome.
Snared a rabbit with one of those last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
make-
Smoothest kill ever.
Did you make stew?
Hi.
Pie. Rabbit
Cam
pie.
was golfing.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Oh.
now he's golfing.
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
he was
yeah.
late. He was golfing.
It's got nothing to do but golf.
It's time for a little bit of the creature here, I think.
There you
just
go.
to get the evening started off right. And
Started off for 40 minutes.
Get your drink there, Cam.
here's to James Martin Instruments. Thank you, James.
Fine instruments.
Who also, by the way, as you know, sent us that fine bottle of Irish whiskey as well. We have stored over there.
Nipping into it every now and again.
It's a man after my own heart. He sends me a bottle of whiskey, then he sends me a killer guitar. Holy Christ! All right, next.
Just a comment for Coot.
I hope it's piss off.
Wait, now I lost it. Here it is. The captain is watching from Kenso.
The captain.
Oh, the captain.
Captain.
Is that sounds a little dangerous?
His name, well, his YouTube name is Sea Otter,
See.
but he says the captain is watching from Kenso.
Okay.
It's a little.
That could be a number of enemies I have up there.
Is this like a whole group of friends you have that go with your name, like the Beluga?
Well, they definitely know you too. That's why they're watching.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
whale. They call me the whale.
They call you the Baloo guy.
The Beluga.
The manatee.
It's the Beluga group instead of the Blue Man group.
Yeah, the Beluga
Beluga
group. The Beluga group. Yeah, because we're all really just a bunch of blowholes around
Well, we miss you in Canso. We miss being there, don't we?
here. Oh
do.
man, my liver was all healed up and ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe next summer.
I hope so.
I do too.
Next,
We have a super chat from Cajun Queen.
Cajun Queen.
Found a nice backing track for St. Anne's Reel, but for variation it sometimes goes to B minor instead of D. Is that rare? Do you see that sometimes?
Oh no, there's a million chords of that tune.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. You ought to see some of the stuff that Skim and Kip play.
Skim and Kip.
Skim and Kip play.
Yeah.
I said that once and I can't stop saying it.
I know.
No, there's any number of ways to play the chord progression of that tune. Like incredible stuff you can do in that tune if you have brave enough.
It had a whole do-it-yourself section.
That's
there.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the home hardware of fiddle tunes. It's like the consumers distributing of
Yeah.
fiddle tunes.
You
yeah.
could just break out into chromatic scales in the middle of it.
Oh yeah.
And
and interpretive dance.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ribbon dancing.
With fish.
ribbon dance. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Liver dance.
Liver dance.
Saint
Later
An-
tonight.
Yes. St. Anne's Reel and will you please welcome to the stage the booked dancers?
Yeah.
And they're all naked.
Throat singers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just covering themselves up with haddock.
Yeah. You've been having the dreams again, haven't you?
Yes, I have. How could you tell?
Oh, I can always tell
Okay.
when the haddock starts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, naked dancers in haddock. You know, I'm the drugs have
Yeah,
the
please.
drugs have stopped working.
Good.
Thank you guys. Next.
Bram Avery.
Welcome back.
When you're working on a lead part, how do you like to approach it? Chord/scale based or more melodic?
I don't work on lead parts. I used to, but I don't never had a system then either. All of my lead parts are completely ad lib. There's no my working on a lead part is sitting there going, holy Christ, I hope I don't mess this up. That's my working on it. There is no preparation. There's no. I just don't even think about it. I just throw hands and hope.
Grab a
something's-
handful and you go.
That's right. Throw hands and hope it works.
Yeah.
That's it. When I was younger, when I was like much younger, in my early 20s, and I was trying to devise solos for specific fiddle tunes that would stand out from the crowd. Even then, I didn't really build them. I would just go nuts and go, oh, wait a minute, I just hit something there. And I would take that portion of the idea or the lick and keep it. Mm-hmm. Then I would find ways to connect it to the next part and the part before it. And that's how I play.
You have tons of great fiddle solos
Yeah.
in tunes.
Yes.
One that comes to mind is in the minor song, right? That Gunning had you do
Oh,
that
yeah,
on.
yeah.
That's an iconic fiddle solo that just fits and is such a beautiful melody in its own through that solo. You can just listen to that solo time after time after time.
Yeah. And
It's a feature in the song, right?
You've been in the studio with me. You know that there's no prep.
No.
Right?
Where did you come up with that one? Was that the same thing?
Same thing.
Because I think you told me you just doubled that in the studio right after you did it.
I did. Because once I have the synesthesia and sort of a photographic memory.
Yeah.
Like a short-term one for
Yeah.
music. So if I hear a lick right away, I can play it over and over again.
Yeah.
But I won't remember it later. But I will remember it if I do it right then.
Yeah.
So I've done entire, 40-second solos. Play that back, I'll double it, and I
Do it again. I've seen that. Yeah.
So it's I'm afraid I can't give any good advice.
Nowhere.
I can't really give any good advice about how to do that because I don't work at it. And
It's just rude.
but I can what?
It's just rude.
Oh, but I can, again, on the school, I talk about it a lot because the probably the reason why I can do that is because of the people I copied when I was a kid. And learning their music gave me a very specific type of knowledge of the fretboard, which I can just can draw from.
So it is
Right?
it's subconscious to you.
Yes.
But it is drawn from your memory bank of
all the
of
stuff
all the
I've
influences.
learned. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where you learn.
Yeah.
You learn Billy in the Low Ground. You learn Steeplechase Lane. You learn a claw. You learn a fiddle tune. You learn this. If you're paying attention and you're absorbing it, all of that stuff goes in here.
Yeah.
So when you're ready to play something, your brain already goes, okay, it's in this key. Here's all the places you can play in that key. And let's steal 42 licks from 42 different tunes to make this one solo. That's all it is. It's just repetition of ideas that you've already learned from other players. And if you're lucky, you can come up with your own ideas. And that's the key. And the only way you can ever come up with your own ideas is if you learn someone else's first to get an example of what's possible, right? That's the key. So I hope that was a really interesting question.
That was an interesting question.
Yeah, so thank you. very much.
The Happy Knot.
The happy.
Cannot.
You're on fire tonight.
We're on fire for sure. All right.
Thoughts and memories on the Barra MacNeils.
I can't even start.
the unbearable MacNeils.
Yeah, the embarrassed MacNeils.
The embarrassed MacNeils. Great
They-
players.
We make fun of them in great deal of affection.
Yeah.
They're I've known them for 25 years, and I don't know. I really can't. There's so many things that I've seen them do and been around them so many times, and
Versatile.
oh yeah,
Yo, yeah.
they're just incredible musicians
Yeah.
and beautiful people. So I'll tell you one story I remember that always comes to mind is at Christmas Daddies one year. After the show, there was this huge party in the hotel, and they had us cordoned off in this little place, and we're all playing tunes, and it was me, Lucy, Kyle, Seamus on the piano. I think my guitar player was playing guitar with us. I think it was Adrian O'Coin, if I'm not mistaken. And so this guy kept coming, and this impressed me, right? Because it was this Cape Breton family, brother and sister thing, right? And I just thought the world of this when this happened. This guy came and started bugging Lucy and trying to talk to her and trying to reach over this thing and touch her and stuff.
While she's playing.
And Kyle went, "Hey, get away from there."
Yeah.
And the guy backed off, a little bit. And we played another tune, and this guy got silent, like squeezed his way into the crowd. And he reached out and he got Lucy by the shoulder. And Kyle took his bow and went, pow, right on the back of his hand. And I swear to God, that guy's hand must have been black the next morning.
Yeah.
Can't believe he didn't break the bow. And he stood up real fast, and Kyle's a big, big man.
Yeah, big boy.
He's got a head like a grizzly bear, right? And he stood up. He said, "I told you to get away, now get back." And he had the bow. And the guy's holding on to his hand like, and I thought, man, that is awesome.
You know how you get players that are like a Swiss Army knife?
Yes.
They can do anything. They can play anything.
They're like
that's
that.
a whole family that's like that on stage.
I love that story because
Yeah.
it just showed me, it just illustrated how they're there playing music and they do it for a living, right? But their family means everything to them.
Yeah.
Like you don't lay a hand on Lucy. You know what I mean? Like that. And that's an old school thing.
You don't mess around with Jim.
Yeah. It's an old school thing that needs to come back. That kind of dedication to family and the kind of dedication to you just don't mess with the musicians when you're out on the road. Everybody watches out for each other, right? And I just love that about them. And I'll never forget that. And Kyle they all were my heroes anyway, but Kyle, in that instant, I was like, man, that guy is so cool. This is one of the coolest people I ever met.
Great people to work with at a gig too.
They're incredibly professional.
Yeah.
And,
Easy going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tremendous technicians. They can arrange music, trad music, just about better than anybody out of the East Coast, I think. So, and of course Jamie Gaddy, the fifth Barra, like the best upright bass player on the friggin' planet.
The foundation,
and played all the bass on. Now the work is done for me, and he did play all of it, except I might have played one cut, but he did all the upright stuff, and man, just monstrous guy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so love to the Barras, all the whole crew, and the younger Barras, the wee Barras that they're not wee anymore.
The berries.
Yeah, they're not wee anymore. They've been there for years now, but I mean they're incredible too. So.
It's a super chat from Cam.
Cam.
Cam's got a super chat. Cam's got a super chat.
What could it
Cam's
be?
got a super chat.
could
They
it
say. Cam's got a super chat.
Does anyone know?
Cam's got a super chat.
We don't
Let's
know.
hear what he has to say.
Say it, Cam. Do it. Do it now.
So this is for both JP and Chris.
Oh boy,
Uh-oh.
it's a group chat.
This can't be good.
What song best represents you or your attitude to life?
Which song?
Oh, yeah. What day of the week is it?
What
Day of the week is it?
what song best represents? I would have to say, "Happy Birthday."
You got one song?
Yeah.
Happy birthday?
That's my outlook on life.
Happy birthday.
Every day is happy birthday. What about you?
Anything that's right in front of me and played live.
There you go. That's a great answer. That's the best answer of the night.
It doesn't
right
matter
there.
who it is
That's
or
the
what it is.
best answer of the night. I was just trying to be facetious, but
Live music rocks.
yep, he has the best answer by far. Absolutely. Love you, Cam. Good to have you here.
Cheers, Cam.
You get you're falling, you're sucking hind tit now.
Well,
Larry Reinders got his own song tonight,
yeah.
and it was a ballad.
I think
It was a slow, sensitive ballad.
I think somebody might have to do like, 9
Yeah.
holes instead of 18, if you know what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cam's gonna have to be on the mend.
Yeah.
now.
I think you better tee off right here at 7 o'clock, if you know what we're saying.
Yeah, if you ain't at the tee box at 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
I'm afraid you haven't made the
Your
cut.
stock
Yeah,
is
dwindling.
slipping slightly.
Although he did purchase the new album, so he gets points for that.
That's true. Yes, he does.
Oh, from the pre-sale.
You get a
Yeah.
pre-sale autograph version.
And
So, any more super chats?
Yes.
And I just want to say something
Okay.
very quickly.
quickly,
Did you have
don't waste any time.
What?
You haven't said enough things yet?
Yeah,
Haven't
don't
said
waste
enough.
time. Say it now,
I'm trying.
but be clear about
I'm
it.
trying.
And prompt.
So I've had.
Succinct.
Don't get flustered. I know it's live. Hold it together. Focus. Morals.
Focus morals.
Okay. Are you refreshed?
Yes.
Do it now.
Okay, so
Okay. Here we go.
I
Is
received-
everybody ready? Ginger, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. We're all waiting with bated
Jack's
breath.
ready.
this is quite a serious actually.
All right.
So I
Get
had,
your serious
so
hat
I had,
on then.
So I had a gentleman contact me through YouTube, right, who was upset because he felt that he was being asked to pay to get a question. He didn't understand that super chats are what they are. That's why people buy them, so they get their question pinned to the top. But if you don't do a super chat, you're still going to get your question read if we run out of super chats. But there's so many people on here now some of the answers get long, that if you've just asked a regular question, you might not make it on the show. And I apologize for that, but it's important that we do the super chats because it pays our bills. It buys all the scotch and guitars and strings.
Well, and Shetland eats a
Not
lot.
to mention, food and
Shetland eats.
shelter.
Shetland eats a lot.
Chris has a terrible addiction to Twinkies.
I told you not to say that.
Sorry.
You're making me feel fat in these shorts.
So anyhow, in all seriousness, if you don't get on, don't worry, because there will be a night when we run. I run through a question really fast, and all the super chats get answered because we have to, because YouTube says we have to. We have to answer them first. So we just don't want anybody who doesn't get their question on to feel bad. You will eventually get on.
Go
You
back
will.
next week and get there early
Yeah.
and write her down.
And sometimes, I get good questions during the week, and I take note of them and I speak about them during the show. So don't feel left out or frustrated if you can't get on with a regular unpaid question. Every question's welcome. So just want to say that, and we love you.
With that in mind, we have 5 more super chats.
Oh Jesus! Okay, let's go through them fast.
Some of them are just comments, so it's okay. So Tuba Dylan has a super chat.
Tuba Dylan.
He said, "Who is this guy, Cam McMaster?" That's what I want to know.
That's what Ginger and I want to meet him.
He is one of our greatest supporters. Been
Yeah.
here since day one. He was on the first string theory and hasn't missed one
He's
since.
Cam Bloody McMaster
Yeah.
is who he is.
Cam goddamn McMaster. That's what they call them. Cam,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Yeah, goddamn Cam on the ninth
Goddamn
green.
Cam in the, yeah, there you go. Okay, next.
A super chat from Cam.
Oh, boy.
There he's
Is there any chance that you will live stream some of your upcoming live shows?
I have
Like
no
venued.
I have no control over that. I wouldn't do it personally, but some of the venues may. So keep your eyes open and your ears open and for advertisement of said live streaming. Okay, next.
Another one from Tuba Dylan.
Tuba Dylan.
He says Cam needs to do more super chats. Maybe he'll someday get a JP super hat.
A super hat. There's an idea. Super hat.
super hat.
Super. Oh, we should make hats that say super chatter.
And I don't know. Maybe.
The mad chatter.
It could be fairly lame.
Okay. Next.
It might flop. A super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. There's a man I hadn't heard from yet.
From PE1.
He's been around. He's been chatting. He says, a song for me is appreciated, but fiddle-dee-dee potatoes is just fine with me.
There you
Fiddly-dee
go.
potatoes,
There you
sir.
Another one from Cam.
Oh, boy.
How much will it cost me to get Larry Rind... he said Rindless kicked off
Rind-
the channel. There's not enough room for two of us.
Okay, and everybody has to play nice here.
Yeah, let's be nice.
Before we have to bring both
let's be
Larry
down.
and you here and kick some arse.
And roast you.
Yeah,
on
kick some
live
arse
on camera.
over here.
Okay, next.
Oh dear, they keep coming. So one from Tuba Dylan is just more of a comment. He's like, dude, pay for your question. Go JP.
Dude, pay for your question. Go JP. All right.
And another one from Cam.
Hey, Jack.
I don't do this to hog time. I do this to keep it going. I love this time.
I love you too, Cam.
Well, you could
Yeah,
get
you
more
can.
this time if you showed up at 7 o'clock when we start, Cam.
I love you, Cam and Larry and
Yeah.
Jeff and Tim and Jerry from Ireland. Man, there's so many people that we should, I think after we've done like 100 episodes or something, I'm going to send something special to these guys.
It makes you feel warm when you hear the same
does.
name every week.
Yeah, like Jaff
So-
and Three Card Monty. And,
Yeah.
and
Oh
Happy
yes!
Knot.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! There's
Happy
so
Knot.
so
Tuba
many.
Dylan's been here forever. He has
Yeah.
another comment, super chat comment.
Yeah.
Just keep on supporting this wacky Canadian.
So okay,
Quacky.
Our question tonight, and again, the winners go into the draw for the big prize from Glenn at G&G Music, a Recording King Series 9, I believe it is, Dreadnought, and a free 30-minute Zoom lesson with me on any instrument that you want.
Hammer dulcimer.
Hammer dulcimer
Yeah.
and or Finorton.
Yeah.
And I'm also deciding to throw in, for the grand prize winner, a copy of the new CD, Us.
Oh,
Which should be out in about 10 days. We should have
Signed
copies.
by you
Signed by
and
me
Ginger.
And Ginger. That's right. And you. All three
yeah,
signatures
it
on
should be a
this
string
CD.
theory version. Yes.
A string theory version.
So, the question is, where did I say James Martin instruments were made?
Kilkenny! Am I right?
Well, unfortunately, yes.
So, do I get the album?
No.
Oh,
But
damn.
you are going to get a wicked beating after this fucking
Damn.
show's over.
But there are answers that came in before he said it.
Really?
Yeah.
I said it right away.
Oh, right, because there's a delay. Okay, who got the first
He
two?
basically said James Martin, and they said the name.
Okay.
So Buzz Gould.
Oh boy, I know you
Was
are,
it
but what
now?
am I?
Buzz Gould.
Oh, that's a name I don't know. Buzz Gould.
Lightyear.
So Buzz Gould, you're going to get this week the G&G prize package, which is a Levy's leather strap embossed with the String Theory logo, set of excess strings or elixir. I'm not sure what Glenn has in stock, but he'll take care of you. And he may have some other
Goodies?
coupons for purchases and stuff there. So Buzz, send me an email right now to jpcormier38@gmail.com. It's in the descriptions below the video. jpcormier38@gmail.com, and I'll forward you off to Glenn at G&G Music and Annie Ganesh. And who was the second answer?
The second one was Steve Haynes.
Ooh, that's another
It's a good name.
unfamiliar. Steve Haynes, you've won the fantasy pack, which is it's up in the air because Steven has had some problem getting clothing sway. We
Yeah,
got
some t-shirts. Yeah.
we got to get him,
Ruh-roh.
we got to get him hooked up with our woman Jennifer. Heership up in Ontario, my agent's wife, who does all that stuff. Anyhow, Steve Haynes, you're going to get a nice package from Fantasy, including strings. There's tax-free sales there at the store if you go in store, and shipping, depending on where you are in the world. Both of these guys will ship anywhere you want. So, Steve, send me an email right now to jpcormier38@gmail.com, and I'll ship you off to Fantasy, forward you over there. You get the prize pack from that store, our good friend Stephen MacNeils.
Not the premier.
Not the premier. And you are now in the draw for the big G&G prize pack with the Recording King guitar, the Zoom lesson, the autograph copy of the new J.P. Cormier record, Us, and cue the music. Because,
Chatting.
damn, these things go so fast.
Traffic jam.
Yeah, so fast.
G&G Music, in the Highland heart of Nova Scotia.
We're actually more in the salad bowl of Nova Scotia here.
Well, we are.
We are.
Yeah.
Blueberry field.
The blueberry patch. Yeah. The swamp atop the hill.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, I love you. I love you with all my heart. You might say,
You're just saying that.
yeah, you don't know me, you might say. But you know what? If you can hate somebody without even knowing them, you can love them too. I'll see
Love you, man.
I love you too, buddy. I'm sorry. Sorry, I made fun of you, man. Sorry. See you next week.